Hey everyone, my name is Daniel Slaughters, and today I'll be talking about Whittier and its trees. Help us save the trees and get rid of the Greenleaf Plan. First, I'll begin with the issues at hand, then I'll move on to who's responsible, move over to my interviews, move to my research, then solutions/propositions, and then the next steps to take. And then of course my sources at the very end. So, the issue at hand. What's so special about Whittier's trees? Uptown Whittier is a staple in LA County, known for its beautiful streets and vintage aesthetic. Uptown Whittier is one of the most iconic hangouts in the city. The trees in Uptown Whittier add so much beauty, history, and climate support to the already iconic street. As Uptown Whittier is a very busy urban area, the trees help make the streets look and feel more vibrant, as well as supplying shade to pedestrians, small wildlife, and promote better air quality. You can sort of imagine Whittier as a 1950s Mexican-American, Americana type of look, where tons of people gather for whether that being a night out on the street, going to the movies, going to restaurants, or even to the farmers markets that they host basically weekly. And on top of that, it's just a city with a lot of long history that have been shown as being a part of LA as a whole. So if the trees are so great, why take them away? The reasoning behind Whittier's Greenleaf Project is mainly due to the rising plumbing costs that for business owners in the area, in the Greenleaf area specifically, damaged sidewalks that have been ruined due to the roots, and overall issues that mainly affect business owners, landlords, and city councilmen. To hear about the opinions regarding their plan to take away the trees, with tons of people not in favor of removing the trees in the Greenleaf Plan, and instead wanting to keep the trees because they're what makes Whittier itself. So who's responsible? Fernando Dutra and Octavio Cesar Martinez are two of the city council members in favor of removing the trees and doing the Greenleaf Plan, in which this plan itself is essentially a complete takeaway of all the trees, even the trees that are not affecting any of the businesses, removing every single one of them, and then replacing them with smaller trees that provide no shading and nothing to actually add to the natural beauty of Whittier. And on top of that, replacing the shading with tents on the sidewalks for people and for people to walk through, and promoting more outdoor dining. So, onto my interviews. First, before I get to my interview, I want to talk about the photo on the left. That's what the Greenleaf Plan is going to propose. As you can see in the top photo, we can see natural trees, beautiful trees that have been there for a long time. They are huge. They provide natural shading, and also, as stated, they're what makes Whittier Whittier. As soon as you enter that street, you know you're there because of the trees that line the roads. On the bottom is the proposed change that they want to add into Whittier. They want to replace the trees in favor of smaller trees that don't provide any natural shading. And the way they compensate this is by putting these ugly gray beige tents along the sidewalks that promote more outdoor dining, even though we could do that with trees still. And on top of that, it just gives a more soulless corporate gray gentrification modernization of Uptown Whittier that really takes away the classic vintage style that makes Whittier Whittier. So, in my interview, I interviewed Connie McCormack, one of the leading members of the Save Our Trees group. Her and her team have been able to gather up over 7,990 signatures, urging City Council to keep the trees and not remove them. And yet, City Council still refuses to come up with any other solution and work around the trees, showing that they really want to, for some reason, use that $21 million that is proposed, even though it should never cost them $21 million to actually remove every single one of these trees and go for this toned-down corporate grade type of look that they're going for. There's no way these tents are $100,000 each or anything like that, and even removing the trees wouldn't cost that much. In fact, it would cost us less money to just fix the sidewalks, and instead of letting the trees get to the point where they are now, and fix the roots so that way we can better and instead fix the roots so that way we can keep them. So in my academic research, there are two articles that have done in-depth research in regards to the connection between trees and positive mental health, as well as immaterial and material benefits a society gets from trees. Trees have been known to reduce stress, enhance concentration, and heighten mental health. Trees also give us a subconscious connection to nostalgia, beauty, and society as a whole. This tied in with the environmental benefits that trees give us already, especially in an urban setting, create a necessary boundary that citizens must enact when it comes to our trees, showcasing that we really need to keep these trees. Trees are natural providers of reducing stress. They make us happy. They also can make us feel more connected to our communities and nature as a whole, making us feel like we are truly a part of a community at large, instead of just feeling like we are soulless workers who are there to just work, make money, and go to bed. So, solutions. As stated, City Council should instead put their focus and money into fixing the sidewalks, as well as hiring arborists to trim the tree roots without causing any harms to the trees, which I might add, this is needed to be added, that the trees themselves don't have any problems with them. They don't have any sort of decay going on. They don't have any sort of disease that they're spreading around. The trees are completely fine. It's just that the roots are getting big, which they shouldn't have gotten to that point in the first place where they were breaking through the sidewalk. If City Council actually took the time to take care of the trees, we wouldn't be in this place in the first place. Bringing me to my next solution of changing some incumbents, removing some City Council members out of office and replacing them with more competent council members that are able to properly budget and manage the city, as well as actually listen to the people who voted them in. As stated, tons of people don't want the trees to be removed. In fact, if you go to the SaveOurTrees.org or maybe .com website of Whittier, you'll see that tons of public comments of people saying that they want to keep the trees. The trees are what makes Whittier Whittier itself, and that by removing the trees, we lose Whittier. And if you go to any sort of city council area or video of Whittier, there's always at least one member talking about how they want to keep the trees and how the trees are necessary for keeping Whittier, what makes keeping Whittier Whittier. So, the next steps. Step 1, get more recognition of the Greenleaf Plan and let people know of the consequences that will come from it. Step 2, we continue to protest. Step 3, sign the petition and share it with others. Due to the large amount of petition or signatures on the petition, the petition has been sent out and seen by people in the LA Times or other newspaper organizations or any sort of websites showcasing that the people of Whittier want to keep the trees, and that the city council will not just have the people of Whittier looking at them, but they'll have more of the people in California and even the greater LA area especially, that people want to keep the trees, and that if we don't keep the trees, they're not listening to their citizens and to people who voted them in. And 4, let City Council know that the people will not allow the trees to be removed, of course, and that we should instead let people know of people who are willing to run for the positions where they will listen to the people, and letting them know that the people's votes do matter, and that we can vote people in that will listen to us and do care for our opinions. So, as stated, these are my sources. I forgot to put the source for the Save Our Whittier's website, but that's at it's just called Save Our Trees Whittier. And in the source, you'll find tons of the public comments about how we want to keep our trees. And thank you for listening to my presentation.